here. Today, my leading lady is a lady who has lots of good sage counseling and advice, tips and tools, and a few secrets to share with us because we're all in this crisis together. And all of us who are working online, we need to know how to get on top of this as much as we can, and yet be caring and concerned about our brothers and our sisters and our neighbors and our friends across the pond, near and dear and everywhere. Adaire is from Australia, but for me, it's like she's just next door. I could give you her background, but you know what? Really, people want to know what the front ground is going to be and how are you going to impact and inspire and motivate me to keep going. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So while I'm flipping the dials here, I'm going to bring up Adaire. Adaire, hello and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Hello, Joy. How are you? I'm doing all of this stuff in the background, doing starting a watch party. I'm going, keep talking, Joy, keep talking, please. I need another minute. I was aware that we were unmuted in the background, and I had it going on the other screen. I think I've
No
done.
worries. Listen,
How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. The last few days were trying for me because hubby, most people know, has every kind of health issue and ailment possible. And we had a difficult time getting some of his medication. So I somewhat lost my mind. I left parts of it here, there, and yonder, but I'm almost back to normal. I don't know what normal is anymore. Listen, we're all going, before we get to the tips and tools and the sage business advice that you're going to share with us, we're all going to be losing our nails and our hair and our body work and everything because you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. So that said, we're all doing as well as we can and keeping the high road, the best attitude. And I'm sure you're doing the same. Yes?
Absolutely. Now, Joy, I'm working with an amazing shaman to do grounding exercises, and he's mentoring me. I'm so blessed. And shout out to Matthew Greenwood. He's just coming online. He's done a lot of stuff offline. He's just coming online. I know this is leading ladies, but I think it's like we're just everybody. The leaders are all stepping up and helping each other to grow and to face these challenging times. What I wanted to mention about that, the hair, the nails, your body going to pot.
Yes.
What I've observed, Joy, is that people are really, really enjoying connecting with real. And this is now our time to be real, to say, to share things because I think we've gone to a new level of vulnerability
Yes, indeed.
here so that we can connect with each other and we can connect. And if our roots are showing, going through Karen for the Little White Lie Network, and, we're all doing this together. It's not just one of us, but showing up, we can still show up being our best selves, but we know that our best self might mean that we've got split ends or our hair's looking a little bit, quite a different. So we're all doing it together, and we're real. We're really real.
I love the way you express that because if ever now, and especially when this is over, we're going to learn the true essence of what it means to be really connected. Because all of the exterior stuff and all of the falsehoods that one has dealing with or has dealt with, that's gone.
It
This
doesn't
is
matter.
a new way, and the hugging and the kissing, all of that's important, and some people miss that. But yet it's being authentic and being you and being real. You're losing your nails, you're losing your hair, the roots. It doesn't matter. People are looking for the heart more than ever. And are you interested and do you care about me and how I'm faring on my end? So I love that. And I love the way you expressed it because we're all going through the same thing. And this will bring us, if anything, closer together. That said, Adaire, most people who are here for the first time and maybe don't know you, some of the people who are arriving here who do know you know that you love social media. And you are a social media specialist, expert, professional, whatever you want to use. So you're here to share with us some tips and tools about how we can stay viable and we can stay alive and stay on top of what's happening and keep going. So begin and share with us, however you'd like to, what's important for us right here and now.
Well, I'd like to give a huge shout out to my business coach, Jody Navid. She is amazing, and she's really stepped up to do some things that we can. One of the things that with this environment, we can step forward in courage, or we can shrink back in fear.
Absolutely.
And she actually said, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, she said, there's a poison apple. What's happening out there is the fear. The fear is the poison apple. Now, we can choose to bite that apple and buy into the fear. Or we can choose to stay away from that and create our own and a new future for ourselves. And that's what we've chosen to do. So there's a collective of us and growing numbers every single day of people who are coming online to help each other, to create a environment that is where people are really supporting each other and encouraging each other and not eating that poison apple. And I think that's the main thing, is we need to tap into the good. There is so much negative news out there.
Yes.
It's always been there. And hello, Roz. How are you? Good to see you.
Yes.
Shout out to Roz. And Roz and Leanne and I are doing a joint project, which I will. Hi, babe. How you doing? Thanks for supporting me. Much love to you.
Good to see them. Good to see them. Yes.
So we've got several projects, as you would say, to use your terminology, Joy, in the hopper, and some exciting things coming up. But what I'm finding is we can use this environment to go completely off the rails, and I've heard people saying, look, what's the point? I'm just going to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and eat as much chocolate as I can get, or chips or whatever. No. Or we can choose to step up. And I tell you, it is, I went through that phase. I went through that where I'm going, I had, people saying, well, I can't afford your services. And it was like, well, where's the hope,
Yes.
So I'm just saying that we create the hope. We are the ones that create that sustainability for ourselves and for each other. So, so this is where it's really, I think, really important that we do.
It is. And you use the word that's become my favorite word of late, and that is hope. Keep hope and keep the faith. Because if we don't get that within ourselves, you can't deliver it out to anyone else. And that's what we have to be about. So I'm glad that you started with that. Now, what are some of the tips for those of us, and most of us work online, Adaire? What are some of the viable, really vibrant tips that you can share with us that we can all use right here and now?
Well, some of the things that we're doing, the very first thing is, you don't have to have a mega studio. You do not have to have all the bells and whistles. Like Joy said earlier, our hair's going, our nails are going. We might run out of mascara or lipstick or whatever. Don't worry about that. Be real, be you. This is the most powerful tool that you have right now for your business.
Yes.
You've got a studio in your hand.
Yes.
You do. So as much as I love what, Joy, you've been working for years to get this beautiful setup, to have all the bells and whistles and learning how to use this.
Oh my.
Yeah, you have, and you put the hard yards in, and you've got a beautiful look, great branding. You've got this, but if you're just starting out, don't think that you need to start where Joy's at, because none of us started there.
Exactly. Because it's taken Joy over 2 years just to get to this, and she's still futzing around, but yet she's here because she loves it. Hi, Ross. Always good. And so on, right? So, good point, Adaire. I like that you mentioned that.
You are doing way more than what you ever give yourself credit for, my dear. So what I'm saying is that you have a powerful studio right in the palm of your hand. If you are scared to go live, because this is where the connection is. You can connect through text or through images. Hey, Chris is here. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris. Really good to see you. Please do remember that other people would love to see this. So there we go. Joy's in my head. She's going, oh, look, Mum, no hands. So if you are scared, reach out, because there's a lot of amazing people. Now, I'm a hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner by trade, who now helps people to help people. And one of the biggest things that I faced, and I'm sure 90% of the population also face, that most people would rather be, it's probably a bad analogy right now, but they would rather be in the coffin than giving me eulogy. So public speaking is one of the toughest things for anybody.
Yes.
It's also tougher when you're looking at a camera.
Yes.
When you've got no feedback. So,
Adaire,
yes.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up and you're mentioning this, because most of us who've been doing this for a while, and you much longer than I, and thank God you're in my tribe and my circle, but so many people now want to come on board, yes indeed, to work online. And it's a wonderful way to work. But yet, for those who are starting out, as I was, like about 3 years ago, and still maneuvering and learning and applying, what are some of the tips that you can give them at this horrific time? And yet, it's a gift. It might not appear that way, but you and I, and many of those who are here, Roz, and I'm sure Chris and Nigel feel the same way. What are some tips that you can give to people who are starting out, maybe have not worked online, but are thinking now is the time to pursue it? What can you share with them to get them started?
Well, and I would just like to say a big shout out to Maddie, who's here, my granddaughter, beautiful Maddie. Thank you for joining us. You're amazing. And yes, so if you are just starting out, just have faith in yourself. Reach out for help. Now, I know when I first started, my heart would pound. I actually wasn't even live. I was doing pre-recorded videos. I would walk around the backyard with my phone. I would just go blah, blah, blah. I'd have 3 points written on sticky notes that I would put on the side of my phone, and I would try and look like I was talking while I tried to remember the points, because the biggest thing that was the biggest fear for me was that I would forget what I was going to talk about.
Yes.
And I would just look like an idiot. And guess what? That happened. It happens regularly.
It happens a lot. I call it getting egg on your face and wallowing in the mud. But after a while, you just cruise right through it, because everybody makes boo-boos. Everybody.
And Molly Mahoney calls it lolling, learning out loud. I do that. The other thing that I thought was that I had to be like the Channel 9 newsreader. I had to have everything. I had to have everything perfect, which is why I mentioned at the beginning, we don't. Just be real, be you.
Right.
And if it means that you've got kids running around, like I can hear them. I don't know if you can hear that banging around upstairs. I live downstairs, and it's a family of three kids and 2 adults upstairs, my beautiful daughter. And so the other day we were doing the prayer for, for the end of the pandemic.
Yes.
And just as we started, there was a 3-minute prayer that we did. Apparently, my 18-month-old granddaughter ran past the bouncer and grabbed the handful of hair of my 3-month-old grandson and tried to drag him out the bouncer. Lovely, this is real. And it sounded like there's World War III up there. And I'm going, oh my God, what can you do?
Not much that you can do. You can stay hopeful. You can keep the faith that there will come a cure for this global crisis soon.
There will.
And you can continually to keep the people who are really close to healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, all in that arena circle, in your heart and prayers for them. And those who are at home, many of us are able to stay somewhat afloat. Many are going to be hard pressed when this is over. for numerous reasons, and we have to keep them in our hearts as well. So tell us, what are you offering for those who are still working online? I know that you mentioned that you want to offer something to those who are either starting out or have been at this for a while, and you want to speak to that a wee bit, the service that you're going to be offering them.
Yeah, for sure. So what I'm doing is, if you've been around for a while, and I have a community of women who do a lot of work online. If you're in pretty much any industry, I think even if you're in doing things like massage, where you are actually physically touching people, you can pivot a little bit, and you can start offering self-care packages for people. So even while that physical one-on-one with touching, anywhere that you do have a business where you provide a service, or like even a product, you can. Joy and I were talking. I'll start with what you have. Joy and I were talking about, sort of the lack of being able to access cleaning products. So the supermarket shelves are bare. So I'm turning to my network marketing friends to say, hey, can I get some cleaning products from you? So as Roz said, start where you stand. And I'm offering 15-minute strategy calls with people to say, what is it that you do and how can you pivot? Because we're doing things like with Roz, Leanne, we're running an online psychic and wellness expo on Sunday. It's a 6-hour expo, and we're doing this online because it was originally offline, and now we can't have the gatherings.
Yes.
So
you used a word there that those of us who are online and constantly keeping in touch here, there, and yonder and about, that word pivot is used everywhere.
Yes, I know.
Yes. To pivot a wee bit in your language and what that means to you. Now, most of us, maybe all of us, know what pivot means. But for me, you and I had this discussion. I have been concentrating on my style consulting business, but now it's more about the body and personal and taking care, health and wellness. So I'm pivoting. I'm not leaving. I'm not in any way putting it, throwing it away. I'm just pivoting to get more into the body and the wellness for now until this is over, because that's what we're all concerned about. How our health and wellness the way it ought to be, and those around us. So speak to that pivot and how some people that you know are going about that.
Well, you're a classic example, an absolute brilliant example, Joy, because people are going, well, with your style with Joy, discover your signature style and stamp. People are going, well, I'm home. I don't know, what am I going to do? So we're encouraging people. Joy, for you particularly, you could be talking to the women who are at home worrying about the roots of their hair and their fingernails, and saying, hey, if here's some colors if you want to look your best on camera.
Exactly.
So there's, and all the health and wellness that goes behind that to keep yourself physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually at a point where you can front up, because I know how hard it is once you get on that slope. So to actually get to be able to turn on the camera. So I think what you're doing is amazing. You're pivoting.
It's a slow pivot for me because I'm still gathering things together, but yet I know how vital it is. And one of the other things that you just mentioned that's so important is that it's so easy for us. I know it is for me, and so I never compare, but yet when you're at home, it's very easy to let things go. And to not so much to let them go where you get sloppy and messy, but you forget that when you make an appearance in a public way, and this is that way, people see you and you want them to see you. You can have a strand here and a nail off here, but you want to appear at your best. So you have to have some camera presence. That's what you're speaking about. And I think that's important. Really important.
Well, I think it is. And it's also like, I mean, I've come on camera with no makeup, and that's been a challenge to me because I do like to have,
Yeah, but you look
I
great.
do like
You
to
look
have,
well and you look healthy. That's the whole thing. And no one would know that you don't have any makeup, really. If you hadn't mentioned that, who would know? You know,
well,
you're
I do today, but I have done it in the past. I've just
before.
gone with, and I will again, because I think that's that part of being real, and
Yes.
saying for me, but there are people who go, I don't, unless I'm camera ready, the camera stays off. And that's totally fine as well. But it's,
I think either is okay. It depends on the person. It
yeah,
depends on your audience, your circle, and who you're connecting to. There's a
yeah,
difference in being casual on camera and
yeah,
not being camera ready where you are neat and pulled together. You don't have to have makeup, and there is no perfection. No one
okay.
with half a brain looks for perfection, but you do the best that you can. So we get that. What are some of the
Okay.
other resources that we can use? The time flies here while we're in this crisis, Adaire. What would you suggest that people do as far as using certain resources that will help them to facilitate whatever it is that they're doing?
Okay, well, there's an amazing amount of communities there, and I'm going to mention your Leading Ladies
Yes,
community,
yes, yes,
because you've built a community of people, of women who support each other, who help each other. And I was going to mention before, if you're worried about doing live broadcasting, if you are, feel like you've got some blocks that you'd like to shift, I know in your community you have people who are able to help. You've got energy healers, you've got people who are NLP master practitioners. And one of the biggest things that helped me was I'm learning the techniques and learning to be an NLP, like as a hypnotherapist, learning NLP,
yes, yes.
timeline transformation therapy. I tell you, there's limiting beliefs that we all hold, that hold us back, and this helps us get over ourselves. So the resources are there. There are other women. We don't really need, the new microphone, although I think I do. But
I hear you loud and clear, and you're speaking my language, because now more than ever, I have 5 groups of women that I look for, that I seek. And that is the agents of change, the purpose-driven women. Cosmic healers are the ones that I'm going to be calling upon now, because we need them now more than ever.
yes,
Purpose-driven and high achievers. So however you break that down, some women incorporate all, someone have 1 or 2. But I know our beloved Roz, whom we absolutely, you and I both adore, she is in that cosmic healing circle. And she's going to come on and chat with us and talk with us about all the, yes, we're scheduling still, but she's going to talk with us about means and ways that we can keep our spirits and our energy and our spirits high. And that's
yeah,
what we need more than ever. And heart-centered leaders. The world needs leadership now more than ever. And that's what
yes.
we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And
And
I think the world needs us to step up and be our own leader and lead the way, shine the light. Yeah.
yes, I agree with that, because I know, not, I don't think, and I don't feel, I just know, put them all 3 together, that this is a time for us to really get to the core of who we are and deliver it out to other people. Our light, which is our gift, to share it. If now, if ever, it's this time. So tell us, how did you, I mean, you mentioned it in the beginning here. We have a few more minutes left. I know that you love social media, and you are a Facebook expert. And you mentioned in the beginning how you dallied around with it a wee bit, and yet you came to find that you really, really loved it. How did you decide that you were going to make this a business, and you were going to have it grow and evolve to what you want it to be? And it keeps doing that. And you are aligned with some very successful professional people. So talk a wee bit about that.
Well, it sort of happened by accident, Joy. I'd just like to say hi to Luke. How you doing, Luke? Thanks for joining us. And April, haven't seen you for ages, honey. Good to see you too. So,
Indeed.
yes, the how that happened was quite by accident. It was one of those things that I love. I've got helping people is one of my absolute highest values and passions. And when I started as a hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner, I loved helping people more. That was a one-on-one helping. And then other practitioners asked me how I attracted my clients, how I found my clients. And I just said, I did it on Facebook, use Facebook. I had my Facebook business page set up, and there was I did a little bit of offline marketing as well, and there was just a steady flow of clients coming through. And so I just started showing them, and it actually was started with one person sitting at my dining room table. This was probably 5 years ago now, and every Friday fortnight. So hi to you, Peter. Hope you're doing well. And then it just grew from there. So, and now I focus full time on helping people help people. So if somebody comes to me with blocks around, their confidence and around with anxiety around live streaming, I have got a plethora of amazing healers and practitioners that I can tap them into, so that we can all collectively help each other heal and move forward.
Yeah.
So, it just is beautiful the way it works. It was totally accidental.
Well, sometimes life presents things to you that initially you think, oh, no, I don't think so. And then you realize this is a gift you've been given. And so you developed it, you worked, you explored, you researched, and you have it to where it is now. And I know for a fact that you're darn good at it and you love it and you really love helping people. I know that because you're always in my corner shooting for me, and I love that you are. Tell us what you're going to be offering those who are here and those who will come later for the replay, the gift that you're offering them. Share with us a wee bit about that and how they can partake of that.
Absolutely, for sure. So if you're looking to pivot your business, we were going to talk about a few ideas about things that I've seen happening, things that we're doing now. I'm mindful that we're just about out of time. So if you're looking to pivot your business and you're not quite sure how or what that might look like, please feel free to book in a 15-minute strategy session with me. And this is totally complimentary. And it will give you some ideas, give you some inspiration, and I can tap you into other people who are doing things like Roz and Leanne and myself with the Psychic and Wellness Online Expo. We've got, meditation classes happening. We've got some music and comedy stuff happening, and building a TV channel. There's a lot of stuff that is really exciting. And if you just reach out, happy to have a 15-minute conversation that will help you with your business, tap you into a collective where you can actually do some, you get all the support you need that can to help you step up and shine your light.
May I say that if you are looking and if you are seeking a social media expert and someone who has big heart, will help you, you'll find none better. And that's not because I work with her, it's because that's her heart, and I've gotten to know her over the years. So do connect with her. Adaire, time just flies here. I don't know where it goes. It flies away. But thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, Joy, and thank you for having me back here. It's awesome. And I think we can have a parade of leading ladies come through. You might have to double your shows. There's so many amazing women out there that are just happy to share and willing and ready to share their message and help each other. So
yes.
And for the guys too. Thank you for supporting us.
And the guys too. I'm going to put you. Is there a last word or anything that you want to say to the audience and the people who will come later before we say so long for now?
I did want to. Let me just have a look, because was there a code word to?
No code word.
Did I? Click here to comment. Let us know what industry you're in. Okay, there's no code word. If you do get a message from Joy Ruffen's page, and because you've commented here, if you do want a strategy call with me, if it comes into your inbox, just type yes, and then you'll be sent a link to book in a call at a time that suits you.
All righty. Thank you, Adaire. Thank you so much. Let me say so long to the audience. You can stay in the green room. I love saying that, and I'll be with you in just a second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate the information. What can I say? The time flies here, and it goes quickly, and there's so much to share. But if you are seeking a social media expert, none better. Do connect with her, and all the information is there. And may I say that we're in this time of crises and there's everything going on, but what she mentioned and started off with is we must keep hope and we must keep the faith that there will be a cure at some point in time. And always know that you're welcome here, and I am pivoting onto another type of platform, and yet the ultimate goal is your signature style and how you project and present to the public. And we'll be talking about that more as we move forward. You be and stay well. Take the best care of you, because it's only then that you're going to be able to look after and care for others. And your health, which is what we're learning now, is everything. It is everything. All the money, education, looks, body, clothes means nothing if your health is not there. So take care of you and do the best that you can. And know that all of us here online working care about your welfare and your well-being, and we want to be part of your team. So you be and stay well, and I'll be back with you again on Friday. Mondays and Fridays, I do a 5-minute segment just popping in to share information with you. And that's where I'll be introducing to you my health and wellness line, which I've been with for the past 3 years, just not promoting Adaire. Do be and stay well. Wishing you all the best, and I'll look to be with you again and soon. Until then, so long for now. Cheers.